LeBron drive to end regulation, did you think you made contact with him?
The last 2 minutes in overtime, it was a blur. I don't really know what happened. I gotta watch the game, watch the film, because everything was just happening so fast. But we moved on and got the win.
It's FYF Sportsman. It's Lamont. We are back with another podcast episode, and we got to talk about it. Last night, the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James were stunned after not getting a game-altering whistle versus the Boston Celtics. After the game, the referees admit to a blown call. So the Los Angeles Lakers aren't getting along with NBA officials this season. Los Angeles ranks third in the league in restricted area field goal attempts, but just 19th in clutch free throw attempts per minute. So for whatever reason, the offense that scores more in the paint than any other team seems to not get calls at the end of games. And against the Celtics Saturday night in Boston, the situation hit a new all-time low. Right, up 3 with 4 seconds to go. Jaylen Brown made a layup that cut the Lakers lead to 1. Okay, no problem. That still left the Lakers with the ball and the lead, right? Wrong. Seemingly out of nowhere, Patrick Beverley was called for one of the latest fouls that you will ever see. This put Brown at the free throw line. Brown made the free throw. The Lakers called a timeout. They drew up a play for LeBron James to attack the rim. He gets into the paint, puts up the layup, and Jayson Tatum clearly whacks him on the arm. Once again, no whistle, and just like their January 12th double overtime loss to the Dallas Mavericks, the game in which Troy Brown Jr. was seemingly fouled on a game-winning three-point attempt but not get a whistle, once again, the Lakers are defeated because of a bad missed call. Now, after the game, crew chief Eric Lewis admitted to the Pool Reporter that a mistake had been made on the final possession, and he stated there was contact. At the time, during the game, we did not see a foul. The crew missed the play. Either way, neither LeBron James nor Patrick Beverley handled the poor calls particularly well. James melted down in a way that was almost reminiscent of his infamous reaction to J.R. Smith for getting the score at the end of Game 1 in the 2018 NBA Finals. And Patrick Beverley was a bit more proactive between the fourth quarter and overtime. He somehow got his hands on a camera and perhaps was trying to show it to Lewis. He was immediately called for a technical foul for the effort, and Tatum hit the free throw before the overtime period began. And so the Lakers were predictably livid after the game. Darvin Ham stating the best player on earth can't get a call. It's amazing. Anthony Davis was not very diplomatic as well. He just said it's bullshit. It's unacceptable. We got cheated tonight. And James himself was obviously bewildered. LeBron James stated, I don't get it. I'm attacking the paint just as much as any of the other guys in this league that are shooting double-digit free throws per night. I don't get it. I don't understand. Right. So this loss, the Lakers announced 23-27 and sitting in 13th in the Western Conference. The Clippers, who are 28-24, they hold the 4 seed, but are only 4 games ahead of them in the standings. So every win and loss in the standings is critical in such a crowded playoff race. And if the parity persists, a call the NBA immediately admitted to getting wrong might be the difference between the Lakers making the playoffs, the play-in, or missing the postseason entirely. It's not hard to see why they are so upset. From their perspective, a pattern of poor officiating has followed them throughout this season. And if the Celtics game was any indication, they might be right. And now, after the game, social media was ablaze talking about this game, the missed calls, the multitude of bad calls that we saw in the fourth. And NBA players present and former cried foul at the officiating and made their displeasure vocal on social media after it cost the Lakers a hard-earned victory in a game that went down to the wire. Once again, we saw the Celtics notch up the win 125-121 in overtime at TD Garden. So after the game, some of the players that stood out vocalizing their thoughts on this were Kyle Kuzma, Reggie Miller, Ron Harper. They all reacted to the poor officiating. Former Indiana Pacers star Reggie Miller, he minced no words when he took to Twitter to lambaste the referees. He couldn't believe his eyes when officials didn't call the foul, and he made his feelings known via Twitter. Reggie Miller stated, "It was 9 calls like that as a former player, Tatum on LeBron, that used to drive me crazy. 6 damn eyes out there, and the officials swallow their whistles. That baseline official had a clear view of it. Make the call," as he added the NBA. Next, it was Kyle Kuzma. He did see the funny and not so funny side of it, but made his thoughts clear. He said, "The refs been tripping lately, sheesh, but I'm crying right now." And former Laker James Worthy and Ron Harper were thoroughly flabbergasted by the no call. James Worthy on LeBron getting fouled at the end of regulation. He says, "That one right there pissed me off. That was one of the worst referee crews that I've seen officiating a game. That referee crew shouldn't get to call more big games. They should be ashamed. They really should." And Ron Harper followed it up by stating, "Wow, at NBA officials, wow, what a call. Casper the Ghost showed up and no call on LeBron James's last shot. Wow." Right? And once again, man, that loss, as many know, that loss puts the Lakers at 23-27, right? As they finish up their 50 games this season with 32 games remaining left in the regular season stretch, they will hope to try to notch up as many wins as they can to make the postseason. Next, you know, they play the Brooklyn Nets, followed by the New York Knicks, and pray that the refereeing wouldn't be as controversial as what we saw in Boston. So, I mean, you guys, let me know in the comments your thoughts on this game. I'm not one to necessarily blame the refs or say that the refs cost the game, but man, oh man, that call right there has to hurt when you're playing one of the best teams in the league in Boston. You're on the road and you essentially play a game perfectly. They did a great job at stifling Jayson Tatum. Obviously, they struggled to contain Jaylen Brown. But when you look at their defensive game plan from start to finish, the Lakers executed beautifully. And when the game comes down to a last shot like that, we chide so many players for taking bad jump shots or, you know, horrible passes or layups that really don't give the team a chance to win the game. And when we see a player like LeBron James clearly get to the rim, right, it's clearly a layup. It's going to be a layup that's going to go in, and the foul cannot get any clearer. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if people close to the plate didn't hear the smack. And when those types of calls are missed, as I told others, I said, these are the types of calls that lend credibility to those who say that the NBA games are rigged due to sports betting. These are the types of calls that lend to that, because when we see that referee crew make 2 extremely late foul calls against the Lakers late in that game, especially the foul called on Jaylen Brown right before the LeBron James play. And then when you see an obvious foul on LeBron James as he looks to take to make the go-ahead layup and win the game, and there's absolutely no call. These are the calls that lend credibility to people that say sports are rigged. Vegas has some type of grip on the NBA. And when you look at that crew, James Worthy was correct. That was one of the worst refereeing crews that I've seen in a long time. And just like we hold NBA players who are playing at the highest level to an extremely high standard. I want you guys to understand, to become an NBA referee, it is not easy. You have to be the best of the best, and it takes years upon years upon years of training to get to that level. By that same metric, we should be able to hold NBA referees to a standard of excellence, especially in those situations. And then the NBA needs to take some accountability as well. You know, these after the game reports that cite whether referee calls were right or wrong do absolutely nothing. You know, under 2 minutes, everything should be reviewable. Or in the Lakers case, if you win a challenge, you should be able to keep that challenge. As we saw the Lakers challenge a call earlier in that game and successfully win that call. Right? I thought the foul that was called on Anthony Davis as he boxed out Brogdon, and Brogdon was clearly grabbing Anthony Davis, pulling him back, could have been reviewable. But again, plays like that really hurt the credibility of the NBA, and it lends credibility to people or critics who say sports, the NBA, it's all rigged and we shouldn't be paying attention to it. So again, you guys spam up the comments. Let me know what you think about this game. Let me know what you think about refereeing this year. Do you think the Lakers are just crying a bit too much? You know, we see some people pointing to or games where the Lakers have had favorable calls late game. And we can say this, you know, with the no call on, I think it was against the Raptors or against the Grizzlies on Desmond Bane, where we saw Schroeder come over, hack down on pretty hard on the ball. Some say that he got Desmond Bane's arm as he got that steal in the N1 layup towards the end of that game. So it has, in a sense, went both ways. But again, I think what we saw last night against the Celtics was of a different magnitude. But again, that's for you guys to decide up in the comments. But again, I appreciate you guys for being here. It's FYF Sports, the base podcast. We will be back with more sports and news. Our live streams are back. Make sure you guys are tuning in. If you haven't done so already, hit the notification bell, right? And if that notification bell hasn't been working properly, unsubscribe, subscribe again, and then hit that notification bell again. Or if you just want to absolutely make sure that you're not missing anything, just become a member of the channel. The link to become a member of the channel is in the description of the video. Click that link, become a member of the channel, help support us as we look to get to 100K subscribers. That's the goal for this year. But again, it's FYF Sports. It's been a great podcast episode. We will be back with more sports and news. But until then, it's FYF Sports, and we out.